How's it going, everybody? Playing some more Minish Cap today, and today we are going to be going through a very terrifying graveyard. I'm just kidding, it's not all that scary, but it is still interesting nonetheless because, well, we haven't really seen anything too creepy themed in the, I guess sort of 2D games. There have been some creepy locations in the past though, but this, to me here in Minish Cap, it feels like the really only true actually considered creepy area out of like the Oracle games and whatnot. Link's Awakening, it just feels like it's a little spooky. But right off the bat, we can head on over to Hyrule Castle, and then we are going to apply our third element to the sword. There's also going to be a lot of fusions this video, which is a very good thing because the fusions can be a little annoying to find when they're all scattered throughout Hyrule, so you just don't want to really miss them or not be prepared for them. So always make sure that you come fully prepared with whatever extra Kinstone pieces you might need. Here we're going to learn the sword beam attack, which is only useful for your full hearts, although I believe we do have the parallel beam attack, which is when you're down to 1 heart as well, so I don't know if there's any real strategies with using the sword beam attacks, but it's always there if there's an enemy a long distance away and you, for whatever the reason, don't want to fire arrows at it. You're always welcome to use the sword. Now, this is going to be one of the last few Tiger Skulls that we'll be getting. I believe there's only 2 more after this one, maybe? And then there's some other swordsmen that can teach us things, but they're mostly like attack upgrades and whatnot, so still a little bit of still a little bit of goodies to get. With that rope there, we do not want to fight it because it contains rupees, and you can tell we're maxed out, so it would kind of be pointless to get those rupees, so I'm not going to do that. Also, before I begin this video, I got a bunch of seashells, so if you're at 999 seashells, you might want to get the trophies going, or I forget what they're called. Maybe it is trophies, but you might want to take care of those seashells, just because we're going to be getting a lot in this video. I think around 500 or so. So, good idea to empty those out now. This is a little stealth section here in Hyrule Castle. It's not too difficult. You can just kind of run around all these guys. It's pretty easy. Sort of like that one in, what was it, Oracle of Ages? Oracle Seasons? I think it was Ages, maybe. That had a pretty fun one. I think we were able to access this area as Minish Link when we went through that tiny hole up there, but that little hole we just went into is just for fairies, so stock up if you need them. Otherwise, we're going to head back down in these caves, which is going to lead into Hyrule Castle, and that is how we're going to get our sword fused to the third element, because the guards are kind of hostile against Link when he tries to enter from the main entrance, so can't really do that anymore. Although I must say the sewers in Hyrule Castle, or whatever that little area was, it's not really looking too upkept very well, so perhaps they need to hire some maintenance or whatnot. I don't know. But now we're in the Elemental Sanctuary, so we can get the third element applied to our sword. And this is going to open up a few new areas for us. For one, the graveyard, and then it's actually going to lead us to the, I think it's the Fortress of Winds, maybe it's Temple of Winds, something with winds. We're not going to get there in this video. Today's video is just going to mostly be of the graveyard spooky area. I think we get 1 heart piece this video. And aside from that, I think everything else is just capacity upgrades for this video and the fusions. So if you're playing along with this walkthrough, you can't really skip anything here aside from the upgrades. We do have to go through the graveyard, which is kind of annoying, but not really. The only annoying part is when you have to do a little Lost Wood segment. You just gotta remember your directions, which I think I messed up once. So it's not really difficult at all. And I do like the atmosphere there. It's a very spooky themed. I do wish they did more of that in the 2D games. Even in the kind of the later Zelda games, like now, like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any like spooky themed haunted areas, and we do have the depths, but I don't really consider that to be too spooky, and I can't really think of any quests or anything that like really revolve around the paranormal stuff. I know that a Skyward Sword had some. I think was that the hand in the toilet? I know that it's been done before in Majora's Mask, and I think one of the Oracle games did it as well. Ocarina of Time had a ton of creepy stuff, so I'm just glad to see that it made an appearance here. Although we didn't really get any sort of Shadow Temple. We didn't get a Wind Temple, so I guess that's to make up for not getting it in Ocarina of Time, but I'm happy. So, here in the Minish Woods, we can fuse with this guy. We actually don't need to fuse right away because we're going to come in back here pretty quick. He's going to be giving us a different type of bombs, which is the remote bombs. And what the remote bombs do is, instead of just randomly exploding when the fuse goes off, you can actually detonate them. And I think you can only throw one at a time. Although I think that's probably how it is with normal bombs. So I don't know if there's any necessary negative benefits to this. I'm pretty sure anything that requires a bomb can still be taken out with the remote bombs. Just might require a little bit different timing, because you do have to mash A to explode it yourself, or not mash A, just press A, but you do gotta be good with your timing, which sometimes can be better with the fuse blowing on the regular bombs to figure out when it needs to explode in regard to where a breakable object is. Anyways, I do look around here a little bit to check if there's any fusions, and from what I can tell from these first few houses, there's nothing, but as we get towards the last video or so, I will go around everywhere just to make sure that I didn't miss any fusions, which so far I don't think I've missed too many, because I want to say I don't have the little item thingy that I normally put up on the side available for me. I haven't made that yet, but I think we're either in the 60s or the 70s currently, so by the time this video is over, it might be closer to 80 or 70 wherever I am. And then there's going to be a few Kinstone Fusions next video because they're all required to progress, so we're getting there, definitely getting there. I do have a little concern that I might miss, or I might have missed something in the video or forgot to timestamp it at some point. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Like I said, I will be going around at some point just to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So hopefully that doesn't end up inaccurate at all. But we'll see. I'm trying my best not to make it inaccurate, but we'll see how things go. I'm pretty sure I've kept count of everything pretty faithfully at this point, and most of the upgrades and stuff are time-stamped in the description, so everything should be good and all aligned with that little side thingy that I have show up in the videos, so here's hoping. We're just heading back here because I think there's bomb capacity upgrade that I'm going to be getting. These little, that little patch of flowers there, that is where the Joy Butterflies are going to be, which you can get from fusing with Verore, Nehru, and Din, and what they do is, they're kind of like overall upgrades for Link. Not like him getting overalls, but like, you'll be able to swim faster with one of them, shoot arrows faster with one of them. I can't remember what the third one is, but they're all fairly useful upgrades. I mean, the swimming one is pretty cool, and the arrow one, especially if you're trying to home in on a target and just take care of them really fast, they can be really helpful, so that's a nice little upgrade we'll be getting. I don't remember what the third one is right off the bat. It's probably something pretty useful, I would imagine. But in terms of the capacity upgrades we're getting all over, it seems a little ridiculous. Like, what do I need 90 bombs for? What do I need 90 arrows for, you know? I think that's a bit excessive, and I'm pretty sure Twilight Princess had those really high capacities as well, which I can kind of understand there. Like 60, that seems like a decent number, maybe a little high, but still, it's at a point where, like, okay, this could be a decent amount of items. Like, you could theoretically use that many at one point, but 90 just seems a bit excessive. So, that's just my 2 cents there. I want to say there's another gold item coming up here, or excuse me, not gold item, gold enemy Yep, the gold rock right there. So, again, don't want to kill him unless you're low on rupees, because we have so many rupees right now, and primarily towards the end game, there is going to be a really good way for making money, so killing these enemies isn't really going to be, for the rupees at least, not very beneficial, because there's a rupee making minigame if you're playing the Switch version, which we can make save states for and then just kind of grind rupees that way. So I mean, I would still save these guys just in case you don't want to do the little cheat method. But here's our bomb capacity upgrade. Bigger bomb bag, or big bomb gate. Excuse me, big bomb bag. Slurring my words there. And now we can head over to the graveyard. So we're gonna head on over there. I think I saved most of the Hyrule Castle Town stuff towards the end of the video. So to get to the graveyard, all we want to do, I believe, is just head on up here, drop down here, then we're going to go through this little cave here, up here, and we actually saw this pretty early on in the game, and now we can actually access it, because we can fuse it, or turn into 3 links, so push this giant block away. And one thing that always kind of struck me out is that the fact that if you're like running into something as Link's clones, they disappear, but you can push stuff as Link's clones. I don't quite understand how that concept works. But as I said, we are getting a ton of seashells here. Already gotten, what, like 400 this video? So, this is the graveyard. I really like the atmosphere here, and the howling of the wolves and whatnot. Even the music's really good. The enemies are a little questionable. I think they're a little excessive with the ghosts and the Lost One parts. In this area, it's fine, but it's a little spooky. Like, not many graves around here, and it's just odd. Anyways, this is the Great Fairy. I think she's gonna give us a bigger Quiver upgrade, and what you want to do is just answer all the questions honestly. So, first one. That is false. That is also false. I believe that's true. That is false. And that is also false. I believe it's red, or I think it's red. Not 100% certain. It's been a hot minute since I saw him play this game. Because I think when I did last video, I was actually probably filmed that like a few days before. So it's been over 7 days since I played this game. So we are encountering a few new enemies here. These little ghost things, they like to lick you, and it's for some reason damages Link. So I'm assuming the saliva must be like acidic or something. We'll take care of that tingle probably next video, or the video after that. We'll see. Don't worry, I won't forget it though. But yeah, this is their attack. They attach to you with their weird tail things, and then start licking you. So don't let them do that. So here you just gotta pay attention to the signs. I would write them down just in case you're not good at memorization. I kind of didn't really pay attention this first time through, so you're gonna see me screw up. I don't think it's this part. I think it's the room after this one, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe the room after this room. I don't know, because this was up, right? Yeah, so up. And then this is the room where I take a wrong turn. I believe I should have gone... Yeah, it should have went up, not left. Which you're going to see me do in a sec. And then it restarts the maze, so... No big deal. I mean, you get infinite tries. You just need to make sure you pay attention to where you're going. And don't let these suckers lick you up. Now, I don't know if the patterns are the same on all copies. I was looking at the Zelda Dungeons walkthrough for this part, and I want to say that it's probably different for everyone. I'm not sure. But I never know. It just feels like this part might be randomized. So what we want to do here is find Dampe's hut, because there's a locked gate up here, and I don't really understand why the graveyard would be locked. Like, Hyrule's graveyards are something else, you know? Especially this one. Like, there's hardly any graves around here, so where's everyone else buried, you know? Unless they just dump all the people in the sea and only royalty is allowed to be buried, because there's a lot of Triforce insignias here. I think that's what they're called, insignias. It sounds cool. We will be able to fuse with Dampe in just a bit, but for now he's just gonna give us the key, which we can't even unlock the gate ourselves for some reason. And I don't know how. This is the only time in the game where Link gets knocked over by a crow. He's something else, and somehow Dampe got to the gate ahead of us, which I don't understand. I guess he's always been a strange guy. Like, even in Majora's Mask, he was a little bit strange. But to get the key back, you just gotta ram into this tree, and you can just grab the key. You don't even have to kill the crow. So we'll excuse Link's Butterfingers, and then we'll head on over to Dampe. And yeah, like I said, for some reason Link can't put a key in this door, even though that's what he's been doing all game. So, gotta give it to Dampe. And then he opens the gate up for us. And this guy has 2 fusions for us. I want to say one of them is really important. The other one, I can't remember what it's for. Yeah, this is our money-making strategy for later on if I need to buy seashells. So, if you would like to make a crap load of money late game and you're playing on the Switch version, he's the way to go. I guess technically you could do it on the Game Boy version if you just save outside and then just keep hoping for the best with luck. This is the only heart piece we're going to be getting in this video, and it puts us at 3 out of 4 heart pieces. And all you want to do is start from the top, and then work your way down, and come this way, and then push the block, and voila. And I don't know where the body is in this grave. I'm assuming it's in the wall there, so we just messed up someone's grave, which Link doesn't seem too fazed by, so I guess I'm not going to be either. We can push this grave later. I was a little bit confused why I couldn't move it right off the bat, because it's got a pink ghost on there, which seems to be the only female ghost in this game for some reason, but it is what it is. So I kept trying to push all these gravestones around, and the only one that moves is that one in the middle there, so just ignore me pushing everything all around. And then our second fusion with this guy. And thankfully I do have a ton of pieces now because I grinded a little bit off screen. And now, I don't know what exactly this was for. You'll see later on in the video, I go through this little hole in the side of the building, and I go up to the roof, talk to the hen, and there's nothing to do up there. The hen talks about Kinstone Fusions, or maybe it's a rooster. I'm assuming it's a hen because there's lots of chicks inside the house, so I don't know if it's something that I must have fused with someone else, like one of those where multiple people can have the same Kinstone Fusion. So I'm assuming that was the case here. So we've already got the fusion somehow. I don't know which fusion it was for, but either way, you can go see the hen if you'd like. Otherwise, just ignore it. And I always wonder how these magic tombstone movings work. It's really interesting. And you'll notice the music here is actually from the Zelda 1 dungeon music. So I think they did a really good job with remixing it, making it sound really good for this game. Those enemies we just fought in there are called Gibdos, and if you've played Zelda games before, you've probably seen them. They like to hug Link and then bite his head, which is not good for Link, so don't let it happen. An easy way to dispatch them is to use the lantern, light them on fire, and then they turn into Stalfos. So then you can use the boomerang, your sword, bombs, arrows, whatever method you want to use to kill them, and it kills them. So why fight a Gibdo when you can fight a Stalfos, right? I remember there was one 3DS theme. I don't think it used this this music, but I think it used the Zelda 1 music, and it was a Halloween theme, and I recall there being bats and then the Zelda sound effects when you clicked on certain apps. And even opening presents, I think it used one of the Zelda themes. Which, I really miss the themes from the 3DS. If anyone else does, let me know. I really had some favorite ones. Like, I liked a lot of the Animal Crossing ones. I liked the Zelda ones. My favorite was the 1 PM theme from Animal Crossing New Leaf. I think it was a summer-themed one, or bulletin board. And I think Isabelle might have been on it. But it was a really cool theme, and I always put that on my 3DS during the summer. During the spring, it would be the Twilight Princess one. I think it had the Overworld theme playing. And then I did have a fall-themed one as well, which was Animal Crossing with some leaves or something. But I really like that theme as well. Which is sad. I don't know why the Switch did away with them. I know there's part of the menu that you have the option to go light or dark, and it seems like they would have added more, but I guess they just kind of scrapped that for the Switch for some reason. I don't know, it seems like they've been going backwards lately, you know, with certain aspects. Like, you can't really communicate with people as well as you could in the 3DS compared to the Switch. Even the Wii U had better communication and socialization features. Now that Miiverse is gone, I don't know, I'm not really the biggest fan of the direction Nintendo's going in with the socialization stuff, but what can you do about it, you know? So here we got some more Gibdos. Just light these suckers on fire. Don't let them grab you. And I don't think you need to press anything. I think you just walk into them and they start on fire. And if for some reason they don't want to bite you anymore, which is nice, I'm not complaining. Just use the boomerang or arrows, whatever method you want to use to kill these guys. And then slash them with the sword. And I think those torches with the shooting balls is kind of a throwback to Zelda 1 as well, being in this dungeon specifically, because there was the evil thingies that shoot balls of energy at you in Zelda 1 too. So we don't really have any reason ever to go back into that tombstone or grave. And you'd think they'd take better care of it for being the King of Hyrule. But I guess Dampé is just one of the worst gravekeepers ever. It's the only thing I can think of. And then, only thing left to do here is to fuse with Dampé, and then we're going to talk to that pink ghost. And then we're pretty much done with the graveyard, except for getting the a butterfly later on. For some reason, I don't think there's any Windcrest here, which kind of sucks. Because the graveyard's a cool area to play around in, you know? But I guess there's not too much to do. So it makes sense. That's all Dampé has to say is, oh, like that. Alright, So now that those Kinstone Fusions are all taken care of, we can head on over to this pink ghost over here. And another thing that I want to say again, make sure you spend your seashells, because once they hit 999, you're just wasting them if you keep collecting more, which I had a habit of doing for pretty much the past videos of this walkthrough. Gina does have a few Kinstone Fusions, so make sure you do those. I think she has 3, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3. And then we'll go get this at the end of the video. And everything else, I'll collect at some other point in the walkthrough. So here's more mysterious shells. Again, spend them, please. Otherwise you're just wasting them all. So we'll fuse another Kinstone with her. And always make sure that you're grinding for Kinstones and whatnot. You don't want to come someplace like far off from a wind crest and not be able to fuse anything because you don't have enough pieces. So always buy the pieces when you can. Grind for rupees from that rupee making mini game. Just always like be prepared. You know, backtracking isn't always fun in certain areas, so always be prepared. Alright, so I guess it was just 2 fusions. There might be one later on. I do know that it seems like some fusions are locked until late game. I know there's one with a Goron on Death Mountain that we can't do right off the bat, which is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. So that is everything we can do in the graveyard currently. We'll head back here at some point for the butterfly, and then I think there's going to be a chest that appears here at some point, if I'm not mistaken. And this is just me searching around for the wind crest, because I thought there'd be one, but there wasn't, so I flew away. And then the last of this video is just going to be collecting some things in Hyrule Town. So we'll head on... Where was I going here? Oh yeah, buy the Kinstone pieces. I know I keep saying buy the Kinstone pieces, buy or spend your seashells. Just don't let things go to waste. And then also, since we have so many rupees, buy this big bomb bag too while you're at it, just because we have the rupees for it. And then we do have a few ways now of grinding Kinstone pieces if you don't want to keep slashing bushes. We can play that rupee making minigame. Maybe I'll show it off next video because I keep talking about it so much. It's just, I guess, for those that don't really like cutting all the bushes and stuff, and from the bushes and like digging, it seems like you only get green pieces, so buying the pieces up can be easier and guarantees you're actually getting the blue and red because you can buy them. So we're gonna be attacked by a ton of little suckers here. Little chicks. And this is what I was talking about. The Kinstone piece disappeared. I don't know what piece he's referring to. So, guess there's nothing to do there. And then you're gonna watch me get attacked non-stop by these little chicks. Excuse me. So, this is the final part of the video here. Not the final part, but final fusions of the video. We're going to be getting the Joy Butterflies, and the way you get them, as I stated earlier in the video, is from fusing with Din, Nehru, and Ferrari. One of them's in Castor Wilds, one of them is in the graveyard, and then I forget what the last one is, but we'll see, because I do have the pieces for all of them. I think they just use up each of the different type of red Kinstone fusions, or Kinstone pieces. So here's the first one. I want to say this might be the arrow one, because this is where we got the bow and arrow. And then our second one with Nehru. And like I said, they just used all the red types of Kinstone, so make sure you got all those. So the graveyard for the next Joy Butterfly. And then our last one is going to be in the other house that was built for Ferrari. More secret seashells. Nice. Like, I keep calling them secret seashells. They're mysterious shells in this game. Link's Awakening, they were the secret seashells. And I do not like this dog at all, because he really likes blocking my path. And then Din for our last one. Oh, I got those confused. I think I called her Ferrari. My bad. So this is also in the Castor Wilds area, so we got 2 to collect when we come back here. But with that all out of the way, that is going to be the end of this video. I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.